Hey everyone, Whackshot14 here, bringing you a brand new series. This series will be focused on weapons in any game that I find deemable of it. In the series, which I will be naming originally The Armory, really cool name, I know, right? Just any game that has a multitude range of weapons, or any game that I find intriguing, and ones that aren't hard, like Borderlands or a Destiny, where there's a lot of variance. So mainly you're going to see a lot of COD, Battlefield, etc. That have very flat rates, where, especially Battlefield, where you can see how damage is done over distances, very finite, not random, and have special effects and stuff like that. So the first one I picked is one of the new weapons from In the Name of the Tsar DLC. This is the Model 1900. And I'm trying to look up some interesting facts about them in history, these weapons. At least if they do exist. If I do a futuristic Infinite Warfare, I really can't do that now, can I? But the Model 1900, I was looking around, and the only thing I found was Remington having a 1900 model pump action rifle that they not stole, but they bought off of Browning Company. Makes a bar and the Browning machine gun, obviously. So I didn't really find any history, and you might say, well, maybe those were it. Well, you see, this DLC makes me think that this gun was mainly used in the Russian side of World War I on their campaigns, or at least one of the Russian armies, at least after the Civil War dispute. But that's a side point. I really couldn't find much in this. I found some other interesting tidbits and other weapons in Battlefield 1, so we'll get to those when I get to those. But the Model 1900, I am a fan. But more specifically, I'm a fan of the slug version. I'm not a fan of the factory version. Factory version, obviously, is just a normal shotgun. The slug version, though, it is fantastic. I like it a lot. And my gameplay, I think, shows for it, at least when I switch to the slug. And you can tell because I start making long-range shots with the slug, and I don't do so hot with the factory setting. Both have 2 shots, obviously, because it's a double-barrel shotgun. But just so you know, the requirements for this gun, for the slug, 50 kills with the 12G automatic extension, and then 20 kills with the gasser revolver, which sucks. But then for the factory version, 40 kills with the trench gun with the backboard, and then 5 kills with the AT rocket in a round. So they're not necessarily hard, you're just gonna have to work on them a while. But like I said, I do like the slug version a lot more availability to have a range of action, which I like, because I'm not the kind of Battlefield guy that can go around with a shotgun on any map and be successful. There's some people who could be annoying with a shotgun on maps, but I feel like for the most part you're not going to do excessively well. You might become even with your KD or something like that, or might get a decent score, but in my head I think that using a shotgun on some maps like Suez, if it's not just domination, which I use just to show the weapons and not have to deal with vehicles or anything, but like on operations or the Sinai Desert, you're really not going to use a shotgun a lot, especially if your team's starting to suck. So I would take the slug version, and then you have the ability to do that. I really like the way that I really don't like the way how the iron sights work with it, and how if I shoot one bullet and I miss. I do like, however, that it is stellar close and mid-range, and I've even made a couple what I would call very long shots for a slug version. I do like to point out, I'm not sure about this, I would need to do testing, or maybe watch a video about someone do testing, but it almost seems like on the reload, it's quicker to, if you make your first shot, go ahead and fire off the second round, then reload, do a full reload, because if you only fire one shot, it makes it seem like, at least visually, it makes it seem slower. I'm not 100% sure about that, it just seems like it when I play with it. All in all, though, I would go with either or. If you're looking for a gun that isn't too hard to unlock with the DLC, since you might still be working on them. I know there's a couple that have to do with the airplane, destroying them with an OMG, and that sucks a lot. These, 3 of the challenges out of the 4 are just to kill X amount of guys with a certain gun, which, you just get over time. And the AT rocket, 5 kills in one round, it's doable. If you hit a tank, you're already halfway done for the most part. For, you know, I would say every other tank kill I get at least more than one, so you'll be good there, and you can just find a spot near your objective, or if you're on operations, something like that, just defend and just make sure you get close to a guys or get a big group of them and take them out. But like I said, this is the first video of the series. It's going to be a little bit longer. I will keep them shorter and sweeter probably, and some, if I don't find any information like this one, where I don't have a lot to talk about the gun, I might just do the game audio only, not actually record my own voice, because I hate it. Just kidding, I kind of do. So I'll just sign off on this one. I'll let the rest of the gameplay just go for itself on its own. I do appreciate you watching. I hopefully will get to do every weapon in the game, because that'll be a lot of videos and very easy. All I have to do is play my favorite game, so pretty easy, if I do say so myself. And doing all the editing isn't that bad at all. So that'll do it for this one and for me. If you like what you see, give it a like. If you really like what you see, you can subscribe. Because I just got past my milestone of 1,000 views total for the account. I know that's, you know, small for some people that might watch this, or just, you know, dwarfed in comparison by even a low-level YouTuber. I don't know how else to describe one. But it's something big for me, you know. Whatever. I like having my own milestones. Maybe, you know, in a couple years that I'll be like, oh my gosh, I got 10,000 views in whatever X amount of time. That'd be cool. But right now, I'm really excited about having 1,000. Whatever. So, like I said, that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
We are losing.
Take it. Keep it going, boy.
We have lost objective apples.
Objective lost.